If you hear any noises, that's this guy. He likes to snore. Yes, you do. And he has breathing problems just like me. So if you hear me talking to a dog, I'm talking to this guy. Yeah.
I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another week of Staying Salty. My name is Ashley and I upload on Wednesdays on this channel. This week we are talking about how to deal with CF in the public. Now, living with cystic fibrosis, since it is an invisible illness, people can't see how it affects us on the inside from just looking at us. So sometimes you will get those comments or those stares or those questions, and sometimes it's hard to deal with this illness in the public. But I've had my share of interactions with people and their stares and everything, and I've learned a lot over the years of how to deal with this. Now, something that I was self-conscious about a lot when I was younger was taking my pills in front of everyone. I remember, especially little kids. Little kids are really good at observing a lot of things. And little kids are really good at staring, and I would get I would get really uncomfortable in front of my peers when I was younger. So I did not like taking one pill at a time, and I learned over time how to take up to 10 pills in just one gulp. And that was a pretty good tactic, but then I stepped up a notch where I pretend to take a yawn, have my pills in my hand but kind of cup it, pretend to take a yawn, and then just like I'm covering my mouth and then take my pills. And for years, and I did this through high school as well, for years people did not know I was taking my pills. Like, I'm pretty impressed that no one could see that I was taking pills. But that lasted for a long time. I still do that every once in a while, but not really. I don't really do that anymore. Nowadays, I just dump in, just pop it in. I don't pretend I'm yawning or anything like that. So I mean, yeah, people may think that I'm popping pills or whatever else they may think. When I was younger, I cared a lot of what people thought of me. I mean, I was such a people pleaser. And it wasn't until about last year when I stopped being a people pleaser, and I I really don't care what people think. When it comes down to it, when it comes down to my health and how I need to take care of myself, I'll do what I have to do to keep myself healthy, and I don't really care what people think about me. So I mean, if they think I'm popping pills, technically I am popping pills, but it's like a healthy popping pills, not bad popping pills, but I don't really care what they think, because for me to take those pills, I need to take those pills so I can eat, and I don't want to take the consequences of not taking those pills and then later having a stomach ache that is bad. I don't want to deal with that. So I've just learned to be kind of like in my own little bubble and not really care what the world thinks about me. Same goes for taking my insulin and checking my blood sugar. I was really self-conscious about checking my blood sugar and taking my insulin in front of people for a while. Actually, last fall was when I started to not really care what people thought, but it was, all the way from 2015. I was diagnosed with CF-related diabetes in 2011, but it got more progressive where I had to take more insulin with my meals in 2015. So from 2015 until last fall, I was really self-conscious about taking my insulin, checking my blood sugar in front of others. But now it's just, I kind of forget that people are around me when I'm doing it, because I'm just doing what I have to do because I need to make sure that my blood sugars are okay. I have to take insulin before I eat because, you know, I'm hungry and I want to eat, you know. I mean, when food is calling, you just have to listen and go eat food. And I kind of forget that people are around me and I forget that people are watching, but it doesn't really bother me because as human nature, a lot of us tend to stare at things and observe. I mean, I'm the type of person who loves to observe people and stare at people just because I like watching their behavior and mannerisms. And so I don't blame it when people are staring because they're curious about what you're doing. So something that I've noticed over the years is that the more that you try to hide what you're doing, or the more that you kind of make a scene per se, is the more times that people will stare at you. Like if I'm like really trying to make it obvious I'm trying to hide taking my insulin, people are gonna stare and wonder why I'm taking shots, you know. And the more I try to make it obvious I'm trying to hide my pills, people are gonna wonder what drugs am I hiding, you know. If you make it seem more than what it is, then people will stare more. But if you just do what you have to do, people might notice, but it's not to the point where they're gonna be wondering like, whoa, what's she doing over there? Is she popping pills? Is she taking shots? But overall, what I've learned is just, you know, do what you have to do because humans have the urge to be curious and to stare. I mean, that's just how society is. But you have to do what's important to keep yourself healthy. Now, coughs, on the other hand, now all CFers have many different coughs. We have our light coughs, we have our spasm coughs, we have our very productive coughs, we have our coughs that will never go away. We have our coughs that show up in the most random times and most awkward times. We've been there, done it, you know. We have our coughs that can set the mood for anything. For me personally, I've kind of gotten, you know, there's always going to be someone in the room coughing, and sometimes that person has CF and sometimes that person doesn't have CF. You know, people sneeze, people cough, it's what our bodies do. But I mean, we cough just a little bit more. For me, I don't get too uncomfortable with coughs anymore in a public setting. The only time I do get uncomfortable with it is if it turns into a loud spasm cough that I can't get it to stop. So the only time when it gets like that is if I'm in a classroom setting and I know I'm about to have like a really bad coughing spasm. Then I leave the classroom so I'm not disruptive and just go have my coughing spasm elsewhere. But if it's just going to be like a simple cough, then it's whatever. I cough. Just because it's not really going to bother anyone, really. The productive coughs, you know, that used to bother me, but what I've noticed is that cold and flu season, you know, when the, I guess, normal people are really, really sick, they have really productive coughs, and their coughs sound really bad. Like, it sounds like our coughs. I don't know if it's worse or it's the same, but their coughs sound like our coughs. And they're like at school sick and they have this really productive cough. And I know that's what people might think about us too, but then I just realized, you know, if I do that, people will probably think, oh, she just has a really bad cold. And then they don't think too much of it. I don't know. It doesn't really faze me anymore. It's just kind of like, I don't know. Going to community college, you learn a lot about the public setting, and you learn a lot about people, and you just get this persona of like, you really don't care what others think about you anymore. So, I mean, for me, like, I honestly don't care. The only time that I'm a little bit self-conscious is when I'm on an airplane wearing a mask. But then I have to realize that if I don't wear this mask, then I will get sick. And I don't want to get sick. So I have to wear this mask. So people can stare, but I'll just sit near my window seat and look out the window and pretend that that person isn't staring at me. So I mean, I feel a little bit uncomfortable on airplanes, but about halfway throughout the flight, the person tends to stop staring at you, so then it's not as bad. I don't even know if that made any sense, but I mean, if you can take one thing away from everything that I've said, it's basically, do what you have to do to keep yourself healthy and not let others' thoughts or opinions get in the way of how you need to take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's how are you doing? How is your health doing? It's overall, how are you taking care of yourself? It's not, you know, Sally doesn't have to go home and do her best and, you know, take insulin or do an IV or feeding tube or anything like that. You know, Sally just gets to go home and eat food and go to bed. She doesn't have to take all this medication. But on the other hand, we do, and we have to do what's best to take care of ourselves. I think that's all I have to say. I hope that whatever we're saying helps you and gives you that boost of confidence if you need that when going out with CF in the public. So that's it for my video today. Don't forget to check out everyone else's videos this week. And next week we have another topic, which is transplants. And then the week after that we have a guest. So I will see you guys next Wednesday. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on that post notification bell so that you're notified every time we post a new video. Comment below any tips or tricks that you have about dealing with CF in the public. The channel's social media will be in the description box below, and my social media will be down in the description box below. And I will see you guys next Wednesday. Bye.